Welcome, everybody. We will call to order our agenda meeting for the Eveleth City Council meeting, 5:30 p.m., September 15th of 2025 here at the City Hall Council Chambers in Eveleth. Roll call, please.
Councilor Rousey.
Here.
Councilor Cleveland.
Here.
Councilor Purpich.
Here.
Councilor Lewis.
Here.
Mayor Roden.
Here. Thank you very much. We'll start off with the approval of minutes. We have the minutes of the City Council special meeting of August 27th of 25, and also the minutes of the City Council meeting September 2nd of 25. Motion to move.
So moved.
Koivunen. Support by Rousey. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, we'll have the approval of the agenda. Motion to move.
So move.
Moved by Purpich.
Support.
Support by Lillis. Does anybody have any additions, subtractions, or changes? Jackie, floor is yours.
Thank you. I had a request today to add a resolution authorizing the city to make an application to the IRRB for some commercial redevelopment grant program for Oxo Artworks on Brent Avenue. And also regarding the item on the agenda to approve some preservation costs for the multipurpose building. I reviewed my files and I have a handout up there that instead of 209,000 and change, it's 204,000 and change. And then last but not least, Gina Rosati has a request for some generator controls for wastewater.
All right, so we will go with the commercial redevelopment for Oslo's on 13 and the generator for Mr. Rosie here on number 999. If we don't get to it today, we'll talk about it next time. We'll put it as number 14. And then you guys can change your own paperwork for the 204,000 instead of 208,000. So 13 will be the redevelopment for Oslo, and 14 will be the generator. Anybody else have any additions, changes, subtractions?
Just a question whether or not we want to add to the agenda the offering of a job to the candidate for the city administrator.
We can put that in as 15. How would you like that verbiage on that one, Jackie?
I think authorize making an offer to Pat Oman, O-M-A-N, for the position of city administrator contingent on successful background check.
That'll be 15. Offer to Pat Ullman. Any other additions, subtractions, or changes? No? Okay, with those additions and small changes, we have Purpich and Lillis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll move forward. All right, we'll open up the floor to public comment. Anybody would like to speak? We have 3 minutes. If any of you would like to talk to us, speak to us. No? Okay, we'll move on. Next up is the consent to the agenda. Approval of the payroll for August 16th through the 31st of 2025. Motion to move?
So moved.
Moved by Rousey.
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Thank you. We'll dive into our new business. First up, we have the consider for advertising for the zoning administrator independent contractor for 2026. Motion to move.
So moved.
Moved by Purpich. Support
Support.
by Rousey. Thank you. Discussion?
Go ahead, Brad.
Probably just a question. Are we Now, with regard to this position in general, I assume we're going to be advertising in the near future, receiving applications to a specified date, and the start date will be effective January 1 of 2026, is that correct?
Yes, about date of 2026, January 1. I don't have a date of applications due or anything like that.
All right.
Mr. Purvis, did you have something?
No.
No? Okay. All right, any other discussion at all?
I just
Yep.
have to revisit my point from an earlier meeting regarding the, my view in any event of advertising for this, but, you know, in looking back at the minutes, I did vote with the council on the last contract, and that was contingent with the provision that we were going to call for proposals for the next contract. So I guess we're there now. I just want to make the council aware that I still have some concern, if you will, or angst, if you will, about calling for proposals for a position that's already under contract. But again, I voted with the council to approve the contract based on that basis, so here we are.
You know, I've got with Brian, you know, I know we're going out there, but I worked with both of these contracts we have now, and I was very fine with them, but I understand that we have to go out with them, so. Just wanted to voice my opinion.
Ultimately, it's our choice anyway, right? And as, like Joe said, I think every person that's in here is qualified, but in all fairness, we've never had anybody else apply for this because nobody else ever knew about it, correct?
That's the way that the conversation was, I guess, about a year ago, is that it really wasn't the contract wasn't really opening up per se to the paper or Indeed or what have you, correct?
And is it necessary for us to do that? Do we have to open up a contract to anybody and everybody? It's a year-to-year contract, correct?
Yeah, so unless you decide to go a different route and want to open it up to more applications, I don't think that you have to. It doesn't fall under any kind of competitive bid requirement.
I mean, what there's to bid for, but, you know, it's not well, I guess it is kind of a well-paying job, but the people we have there are qualified, so, and, you know, I'm not, if we don't have to open it up,
Let me get this straight now. Last meeting that we discussed all of this and voted on it, it was decided. And now we're going to
No.
reverse that.
no, we were talking about, last week, we were talking about combining the job of,
Not last, this was the last time we talked about this.
So-
It was like a year ago.
Yep, it would have been my first meeting,
And
I think
I
it
was
was.
at that meeting, and I'm pretty sure that we
Yeah.
decided that
Yes,
this next year, that they would come up and they would be open for bids and I don't know the exact minutes
it was,
or anything.
January 7th.
yeah, it was my first meeting, and what essentially was decided is that at every year or 3 years or 5 years, whatever it is, that we base that contract off of, that we were gonna open it up for applications for that position or other opportunities for people that wanted to try to apply. To your point, Mr. Purpose, we did say that, you know, we have that right to be happy with the person that we have, but every year, 2, 3, whatever number we put on it, is that we're gonna open it up for the opportunity for someone else. Not that we're going to take that opportunity, but that the opportunity would be there. That was the discussion January 7th.
There.
So I think that's where you were headed. Yeah, not on.
I just want to know where I'm at,
Not on
because we
this.
decided on one thing
Yeah.
and now we're talking about something else.
Yeah, and
Just wanna
I know
know
what you're
where we're
saying.
at.
You were talking about the other position, yes. It's just so we're apples and oranges right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as long as we're on the same page, okay. So the decision in January was that we were going to put a timeline. I think correct me if I'm wrong now, Jackie, the golf course was 3 years? 2 years?
Looking at Jerry to help me there, was it?
Yeah, I believe he got another 2-year contract.
That's a 3-year contract is what we,
Yeah,
Yeah.
this year and 2 more.
And 2 more after that,
Yeah.
right, okay. So in essence, we'd have to decide, you know, are we putting this out there for every 2 years, 3 years, for each one, both number 1 and number 2? Or if we're gonna keep them as annual, where each year they open up?
So you're just changing the length of the contract, because right now they're both 1-year contracts, because we approve them every year.
Right, and per Mr. Purpich's statement that he was starting to make, we had discussed that that zoning position might end up being intertwined in the new position we're creating for full-time work here in the community. So,
and I get where everybody's coming from with this. I just sit back and I've probably been here the longest, and Jerry can follow me than this. It's, we don't have anybody beating down the door for every 3 years for a golf course. And we have a gentleman that's doing a hell of a job, and he more or less just keeps reapplying, and it's the same thing with the other 2 jobs. It's, nobody's coming up to say, well, geez, I want to bid on that, or, and if they do, that's fine. Then we do it, but if,
Then it goes through the procedure of interviews.
yes.
I'm not sure, it's not, they're not an employee. It's an independent contract, so
Oh,
maybe
so-
how what we call it a proposal and review by you folks. Maybe not an interview, because that kind of looks like an employee.
Yeah. Well, I've got nothing but good things to say about both those people that are in that position now, so I'm kind of like Joe. But, yeah, let's just, I guess they can, you know, I haven't, seen the administrator, zoning administrator for quite a long time. I haven't seen him at a meeting, I haven't seen him, you know, not here,
I would agree, he's never been requested before.
you know,
In the 20 years I've been here, but that's
Yeah.
your closest project.
so so what are we gonna propose here then?
well, this is for the proposal that we put out for advertising for people to, if interested in number 1, and then same sentence for number 2, will be that we put out advertising for anybody that might be interested in the zoning administrator and or the EMS. So once we receive, if anybody is interested, then it would be a matter of proposing and reviewing, hopefully our current staff, and also then anybody else that may or may not, and then making a decision. Is that gonna be the,
But that was my next question.
The board that
Because
gets it
let's
first?
let's say we decide to, every 3 years, we're gonna change everything. Okay, the golf course. Okay, now, I've been on that thing for 21 years, so I think I'd have something to say on that for reviewing who's gonna take it over, not since I know the ins and outs of it. The EMS, who's gonna interview for that one? Who's gonna interview for planning and zoning? I mean, some people are on these boards, I mean, they should be the one you're talking to. You know, because otherwise you're crossing the line and stepping on people's feet. I mean, that's what I think. That's my personal belief. For one of you gentlemen up here to come and tell me that, well, you know, this guy at the golf course can't do it. Well, where the heck has that everybody been for 21 years? Now all of a sudden you want to deal with it? I mean, it's been running just fine. You know, I mean, money's getting put in, the checks are, I mean,
Let it be known that there's been no complaints.
Yeah.
about
Oh,
any
yeah,
of
there's
those
nothing. It's just-
Departments or anything, and the golf course. And even if, in my personal beliefs, is that if they're doing a great job, they have no fear
Yep.
of any competition or anything. And the ultimate decision is up here. That's I don't get it.
Would we then each year, or once that contract line is created, we then create a ad hoc committee each year or contract period to then review it per even what Counselor Coivinon was saying, you know, it may not just be the hiring group. I forget what the title we have for that committee. My brain's a little flustered now. But, you know, we do bring in the people that are on the golf course to be a part of that, et cetera, et cetera. But it'd be an ad hoc one every time. It's not just a straight committee that needs to be made.
I think that you could ad hoc it, or let's say, for example, golf, Council Coivinon is the liaison, right, to that, okay? And maybe it's the liaison singular or two of them that are liaisons to those other commissions.
Or you're the liaison, I can't even say it. now.
Liaison?
Liaison and a voting member. So, I mean, I have 6 voting members on this committee. So let's say all of a sudden somebody's gonna come and say, well, we're gonna take over and hire somebody out there. Then what did all these 6 people do for the last 10 years?
They did their job.
That been on it. I mean, now you're stepping on their feet. If you want to do this, then whoever's in charge of them should be the ones reviewing it.
You want well-vetted information is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, why all of a sudden, I mean, we make, for the golf course, I'm just using the golf course for example, because it's the easiest one for me. We go from, the commission goes from putting plants out there, to water, to seeding, to checking on the guy running it, to making sure everything's okay. And we spend time and effort at all these meetings, and then to all of a sudden tell them that we're gonna put it out for a 3-year thing and yous have nothing to do with who we hire. To me, that's a slap in the face.
No, that's not right.
I agree.
I mean, these people have been there.
Is there such a thing, Council Addy, of contract extensions on jobs well done? We did a great job last year, here's a year.
Well, like John does out at the golf course, I'm just,
I can't see losing John because he does. a
no,
great
but what
job.
he does is he will let us know 8 months in advance. He says, well, you know, I'm interested in another term. Can you let me know? Because he has to go out and spend $30,000-$40,000 on equipment, because if you buy it out of season, you get a better deal on it. So then we usually let him know, you know, 2 years in advance, or a year in advance.
Logistics, financials.
I mean, and we're gonna have this happen with the Veterans Park, Ely Lake Park, because when Bob Cheryl, he is there, and he's been doing a damn good job, and nobody's beating the door down for this job. Now, when he retires, then it's gonna open up, but I mean, why would you, you know, try to force somebody out?
So
Kind of person.
I think just to take a huge step back, that at no time were we talking about trying to drive people out, just that there was every so often, whatever our timeline is, 1 year, 2, 3, 20 years, that we're gonna open it up for other people that have opportunity. That person knows, hey, you know what, I have a contract through 2 more years, I'm gonna fulfill my 2 years and I wanna be done. That's more or less the idea, not that we're trying to create a group, right, that's gonna try to drive anybody out. I don't want anybody to think that that was even close to the direction we're going. I get the conversation led that path, but that was not the jive of what we talked about back in January.
You just want to put it out, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 years on these, whatever it is, you're gonna run for 2 years, and after 2 years, it's gonna go out for bids.
Yep.
That's more or less what we're gonna do.
And they have the right to apply for it again?
And I have no problem with it, as long as everybody knows how we're doing it and what's going on, you know, and like I says, we have the golf commission board, we have the safety committees, I mean, so everybody knows how we're doing this.
So it's going to be more of a policy issue than a contract issue, that's the way I'm understanding it. So the city council's policy would be to conduct, let's just call it a review, or not necessarily a review, but call for applications for a particular independent contract on a scheduled basis every 3 years, 2 years, whatever council decides. But then aside from that, you have the independent contract that you strike with an individual that would run for the duration of their particular contract, whether it's gonna be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So there is a separation. Am I getting this correct?
That's the way that I looked at it, and I have a question for you, sir. Yes, so during these contract renewal times, that's the time where we can make a change to that contract without even really having to negotiate with the other side. If they don't like what we're changing in the contract for the position, they have the right then not to apply for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an independent contractor, so you have city staff that communicates with them, unless you're trying to take that on as the council to do that and set a schedule for how often you're gonna review that or try to put it out for bids. When you have, as has been discussed, when you have people that are in those roles and you wanna continue that relationship and extend the contract for the next year, that's built in, either annually or for the term of the contract. Yeah.
So maybe I probably just didn't word my question well enough. If we want to make a change between ourselves and the person that holds the contract for whatever, okay?
It's governed by the contract. Either the terms, if you want to terminate it early for clause based on how they're performing in the contract, say they breached it in some way and
Right.
not meeting the standards and you needed to go some other direction, there's ways to do that. Or when it expires, you can put out an RFP. You don't have to have a plan to do an RFP or to put it out for other people to, to solicit people, provide a proposal of filling that position. You don't need an independent policy to do that. You can do that per contract.
And I guess my elementary version, because that was more like 12th grade. My elementary would be if we wanted to take a position, say you're now going to be actually sweeping the floors as well. We can't do that in the middle of their contract because their job never required them to sweep the floors.
Yeah, so it's not a job, it's a contract.
It's a contract, correct. We want that contract.
And yeah, then the contract governs the terms of what they
Right.
do. You want that modified, you either do a new contract that starts at that time and replaces the old one, or wait till it's up and do a new one. Yes.
And that is, to me, the biggest benefit to this is that every 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, we can change that contract to fit the need of the city. Not that you can't change it in the middle, but it's gotta be agreed upon.
Well, we could do that now. I mean, with our 1 year contract, every year it comes up for renewal, so.
Right. This is just
You
allowing
could
in
make
that
whatever
time.
changes you wanted to at the time of renewal.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Any further discussion on advertising for the zoning administrator independent contractor for 2026? All in favor of this advertisement, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion will carry. Jackie, do you have a timeline? I know you've got 1 or 2 things on your desk right now. Do you have a timeline on when you think that will be posted and how long you want to post it for?
You're right, I have a couple things that will take priority, you already know what those are.
Yep.
I'm thinking that we'll go out for proposals, I'm guessing in early October, and maybe give somebody, I don't know, 30 days, because you don't want to have a gap if something were to change. If a person changes, or if the same person gets it, they kind of want to know if they're continuing after December 31st.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Early October.
Yeah.
Okay. On to number 2, same line, consider advertising for the EMS operations supervisor independent contractor for 2026. Motion to move.
So move.
Moved by Purpich. Support.
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any discussion on this one?
I'll be abstaining.
Okay. And we think the same thing, early October with the same idea?
Yes.
Okay. With all the discussion that was had on the last one, does that all carry to this one? I assume so, okay?
So I haven't said a word yet.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Thank you. Number 3, update from the code enforcement officer regarding status of 7, I'm sorry, that was 4 with 1 abstaining. Thanks, Steph. Update from the code enforcement officer regarding status of 717 Summit Street condemnation order. Motion to move.
So moved.
Motion by Rousey,
Support.
support by Purpich. I will give you the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. I am appearing to present this report to the city council in the capacity of the code enforcement officer, or independent contract code enforcement officer for the city of Eveleth, and not as a city councilor. I will not be participating in any discussion as a city council, nor voting on the issue. The report that I disseminated earlier to you folks can be updated as of today. I had contact with the owner of that property, who informs me that they have secured funding for a new roof for the premises, and that the anticipated completion time of that project is believed to be within a 1-month period. Now, with that said, the information that I received from the property owner has not been verified by any documentation in any capacity. It's merely a telephone call that she called informing that she had secured this funding. So the remainder of the issues that I reported continue, to my knowledge, to be in place and in effect, that being that there's been very limited verifiable work done, or actual physical work done at the property, and I have not received quotations or any verifying information, nor have I been able to do a on-site inspection, or interior inspection. I did do an exterior inspection, and I noticed that everything is pretty much status quo from what it was previously, with the exception of the back steps having had some work done to stabilize them. You know, I had odds with a missing railing, so I don't really believe that that stairway is entirely safe for people to be utilizing at this point. But, you know, as I communicated, I guess I would recommend that the council consider calling a hearing on this at a date in the future to you know, give her an opportunity to present the information that the council is looking for, so that the council can decide what direction they might want to take going forward on this.
I have a question for Joel now that he's here, because I missed you the last time. I had the same question when we brought this up. Is if something happened right now, where she fell down in the house or fell on the back stairs or something happened, who's liable? Are we liable at all for allowing her to be there?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're covered, because,
It's her private property.
okay. Then you answered my question.
Do our firefighters and EMS people have the right to refuse entry?
I'd have to look and see, that would be unlikely.
I actually am sort of, what do they call the word? Taken aback by such a thought. That
Well,
they would.
I wouldn't-
I'm not going in there, it's not safe. The chief would probably lead us. You know what I mean? That's not, there would be no refusal of entry if life was at risk, guaranteed.
There was the first one, I'd say
Yeah.
We run towards it.
I just don't want our guys,
No, I
our people get
understand, I
hurt.
understand your concern, Jim, but that doesn't really play into too much in that profession.
Our, it has to be noted that our enforcement officer has been turned away numerous times for various reasons, whether it's interior or exterior going inside this home. And the find out that she has monies, I think she should have proven that to you at some point with a, you've asked her, I've seen your notes, you know, you've asked for pictures, you've asked for certain things. The water's been turned on, but she hasn't turned it on because doesn't know if all the plumbing has been taken care of.
Yeah, the bill has been paid, but the water remains turned off.
Right, because she's unsure, right?
Well, we're unsure, and we can't charge that line until we have somebody in the house to make sure that once they charge the line, that it isn't gonna blow out the plumbing and start a flood like it did at the time they shut it off.
And
The plumbing was ruptured at that time, and she needed to get to a point where that was repaired before we can charge the line.
we don't have, excuse me, we don't have any new meters in there, correct?
No, we don't have a new meter in there.
Is there any meter at all? Or do we cap it off?
Her
Or?
old meter would still be in there, yeah. But we'd have to change that out once we get in there and turn the water on.
So again, you know, the conversations that I've had with her, it is clear to me that she continues to want to reside at that house. After having learned, from what she said, from inquiring with different contractors on the cost of certain things, that hasn't deterred her from still wanting to stay at the property. So now, you know, this most recent revelation regarding the contractor that will repair the roof, she indicated that she did not have a copy of the contract yet, but that she would be receiving one. So I would hope that it would be available for the council to review should a hearing decide, or you decide you want to have a hearing to discuss the matter further and dedicate the entire hearing to that particular matter.
I feel like we need to move forward appropriately as we come into winter. So having another hearing so we can be given all the information on her side. You can explain to her where the city is at from your point, and we can make a decision on what we're going to do. Obviously, there's no water there, and she's supposed to be staying outside of the home. It's getting cold. Oh, you wouldn't believe that today, but it's gonna get cold. So we just can't sit back and wait a month for a possible proof of roof being put on, because now we're talking about being, you know, pushing November. So I would be in favor of having a hearing of sorts that we can try to get this put together and a true understanding of what is going on with the finances and showing that this is going to happen. Contractor perhaps vouching for her that it's going to happen, whatever it might be, so that we can rest assured that the next step might be taking care of where the water is turned on, because the plumbing is fixed. So it's just a matter of getting all the information and moving forward and explaining to her where we're at, and she can explain to us where she's at. Is there a specific date that was set forth on that?
Well, I would recommend something probably 20 days out, minimum, to allow her an opportunity to, she has counsel that she is reportedly engaged to help represent her in this issue. And she wanted sufficient notice so that she could have counsel available to attend any hearing that might be held.
20 days, and the roof would just be just about beyond the house anyway. So. Okay. Jackie, can you take the opportunity then to find a date with everybody? What's up? Yeah, and then get it out to us, and we'll go from there. There's no sense to narrow down a date and time at this exact moment when you guys can put something together.
Thank you.
So the Mayor, the notice wants to be 20 days, at least 20 days. So I would set the date beyond that, so we have time to effectuate that notice to, whether that's through publication, service.
Okay, thank you. just a update, correct? Wonderful. All right, number 4, approval of commercial purchase agreement for 906 Old Highway 53 Eveleth location. Motion to move.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Purpich, second by Rosie. Okay, so this is the property that we put in an offer on last Monday.
Yes.
We are getting the assistance from Edina Realty to process and have the conversations, et cetera. Mr. Hopkins assisting. This is regarding the WD property. So we want to approve the purchase agreement that we offered. And Jackie, do you think it's appropriate in the same then to have a number put aside for if they come back with a counter, knowing that they received numerous offers?
So I was thinking, as Joel's thinking, that I need you guys to approve this, because it was, when I signed the offer, it was contingent on your approval, and Greg Hoffman, the realtor, knew that. Now, moving forward with whether there's a bidding war going on, that I would hate to have you expose a number, except quite possibly maybe the committee that was working on this, which I believe was you, Mayor, and Jim Purpich, could maybe provide some advice, and if we need to do another purchase agreement, we can have the same contingency. If the council has to approve it, does that meet the standard, Joel?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Perfect. That makes you feel better then.
Yeah.
And now seeing the number right here, because
Yeah.
it's not really good poker to tell everybody what you have for cards. Okay, so we need we'll vote then first on the approval of what we have done on this purchase agreement, and then we'll follow up with the committee. All right, so we have a motion by Purpich, second by Rousey for the approval. Any discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, motion to move that the committee of myself and Councilor Purpich work with Jackie and Joel and Edina Realty if this is to come back into any type of a bidding or pushback. Motion to move.
So,
Willis,
Support.
support by Koivunen. Any discussion on that at all? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, next up is request from Minnesota Energy Resources for gas easement on the city property located at the Eveleth, Virginia Airport. Motion to move.
So move.
Purpich. Support. Willis. Discussion is open.
I don't know what easement is for.
Well,
See, there's
there's a map.
a map out there that they wanted to, as they're out there, they want to run lines to some certain hangars. But the last meeting we had,
They said, at first they thought that the array for the radar or
something was going off the radio.
and it was screwing up their meters. So they wanted to know if we could move.
If we could move the meter over, which we didn't have a problem as the airport committee, but then it came back at our last meeting that it's fixed and they didn't have to.
Didn't
So I
have
don't-
to. So is this a whole new proposal then?
I guess
That's an excellent question. I received this August 25th, and the woman from Minnesota Energy,
well, this was August 25th.
yeah, must have emailed me last Wednesday,
So they have a new plan for something different.
asking me if I was the person, and I said I am, and I've got it on an agenda for Monday, so I'm
Okay,
not aware of anything.
okay, this is something different than what they were asking before then. Because according to this map, it goes around the whole outside of the airport.
Looks like it.
So, anyway.
And the way that I had read this is they didn't even have a final rendering of what they're looking for. They were just kind of giving us a breakdown of what the idea was.
This goes in between the hangars.
They wanted to run in between the hangars so that whoever wanted to hook up to, they just drill it into.
Yeah. So they must have found something else that they were gonna go off with them.
So you're thinking we don't need this?
Yeah, I would okay the easement.
Or you would okay it?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Well, okay, because we'll deal with on the airport committee anyway.
And it's gonna benefit the people that are renting the hangars. They want it for their heat in the wintertime, and that's,
And they're not charging them much to hook up, so as long as they're running their line, then they can just go into it and,
but the initial problem was that their reader was being interfered with
Something's
our
being interfered
with our radio, so out there, so. But they must have figured it out, and then they sent this out as a update. So, but it's gonna benefit the airport by having the heat.
And the hangar owners.
And the hangars, heat into the hangars, and these people want it, so.
I got you. That makes sense. I guess I'd want that.
oh yeah, just push button.
Yeah, right. Okay. Any further discussion on this request from Minnesota Energy? All right then, all in favor of moving forward with this request for gas easement, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Gentlemen on that board, if you guys would keep us kind of in the loop of what's going on with them, that'd be
Planes
great.
come in and planes go out.
Oh, golf balls come in, golf balls go out. I see.
other one.
No, yeah, we will definitely keep you updated, because there's
Yeah.
lots going on out there right now.
We're just
Yeah.
trying to make it for the better. There's a lot of potential and we're just trying to get it to
Right.
run.
Up next is the approval of the invoice from Rockbridge Public Schools for the preservation costs for the Eveleth Campus 90s edition for the utility bills. Motion to move
So move.
for Rich.
Support.
Support by Rosie. So if anybody thought that this didn't come in my house and started getting my heart racing, you'd be wrong. I was completely taken back by it, but what it sounds like are these are the costs that were discussed last December. December, you said, right? Ish.
And prior to that, when the council was deciding whether to acquire the building.
Oh, good point, yeah, add that to it. Costs that were gonna come to acquiring the building, both by preserving the building and then obviously paying for fees over the time. So that's where this number of 204 is what
The
you
only
wanted to be
question I
correct.
had was the one-way haul imported backfill. Didn't they have to backfill it anyway? I mean, that's where I don't understand. I mean, it's $50,000 that school was supposed to take care of. I mean, does anybody here ask for backfill? I mean, we were taking over the property and keeping that school up. We didn't say nothing about filling in anything. I guess I don't know where this, if we did, so be it, but I don't remember the conversation that we said we would pay for backfill.
So you folks were quoting some number between like 400 to 700,000.
Yep.
Okay, for additional costs that the district would incur. And you guys said, yep, go ahead. And this was myself and Bob Streeter. I can't remember Jerry, but we beat him up for that.
I just want to make sure, because I know we were at a meeting one time and somebody said
Yeah,
something to
yeah.
me. Not gonna mention any names, that if we didn't do something, they were gonna put bad backfill in there. So I was just making sure that we're not gonna. So.
I assume the backfill issue is costs that they incurred as a result of us keeping that building. They would have filled the other site with backfill from the demolition of this building. And since they couldn't do that, they're billing us for the backfill that they had to haul in instead of the debris.
I thought they had to haul all that stuff out of there.
They hauled a lot of bricks out of there. Couldn't they use that for backfill? Lord knows there's a lot of places in
Depends
town.
what you're gonna put on top of it, Joey.
Yeah.
Isn't that why we had to drill for the parking lot, to make sure underneath was good enough stuff?
Exactly. Yep.
Good point.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of trust, it's a matter of good business.
So Jackie, you're saying that the number in the original conversation when brought to the council in 2024 was that this could be between 5 and 7?
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
recollection.
I want to say it was
I've
about
never written down
450.
Yeah, it was at least, it was
Four
at
fifty,
least.
475, so I mean,
Okay, and after this adjustment that you found, it's actually 227 and some dollars?
Yes,
Okay,
this is pretty good.
with 22,000 of that being the utilities over the course of the last 6 months. Okay.
We were just running heaters in there.
Yeah, electric. So, is there any further discussion on this at all?
So just,
Yep.
you probably already answered the question, but we have no more room for negotiation on this
I
particular
don't
issue?
believe so.
Thank you.
Otherwise, I would have literally walked down that road already.
No.
So, my question then is, if this gets approved, this is done? Everything that we know now are things that we are currently voting on to pay for at this moment? There's no more, we did this in the past?
Correct.
We're moving forward, Mayor.
I was in flip mode all weekend, like, where'd this come from? Nobody told me about this. Oh, well. Okay. If there's no further discussion, all in favor of approving this final preservation cost from the Eveleth Campus Edition for the utility bill, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion will carry. Jerry, settle down, we'll get to you, we'll get there. I'm getting excited over. I am.
Waiting for my turn.
Yeah, just waiting for your turn. We'll take a water break right before that. All right, number 7, removal of the library clerk from probational status. Motion to move.
So moved.
Second.
Purpich and Rousey. Thank you. So we have a recommendation that Marcel Mashkow be moved from probation status to full status from our library director, Mary Ellen Higgins. Any discussion needed?
I understand she's doing a terrific job there, and every time I go in there, she's smiling and very helpful, so I have no problem going forward with this.
With that, all in favor of moving forward, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Next up is request to extend the probation period for the library clerk. Ms. Higgins is asking us to extend for 2 months until November 10th of 2025. Motion to move.
So moved.
Moved by Koivunen,
Support.
support by Purpich. Any discussion on this at all?
No, it's pretty self-explanatory. They just need a little more time to
Reevaluate.
reevaluate the position and
I did just have a question, would this necessarily, extending a probationary period, would that necessarily be something that would have to be presented to the council
Yes.
for approval?
Yes, it was.
Because you take people off probation.
Yeah. And we did have some document. No? Okay.
Okay. Any further discussion? With that being said, all in favor of extending on this one, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. 2 things I wish we could skip by, but out of respect, we'll do. Next up is a resignation letter from Corbin Theodore as an EMT. Motion to move.
So,
Moved by Lillis,
Support.
support by Purpich.
Abstain?
Abstain. All right. It's time for Corbin to fulfill other needs that he has. nothing but good words to say in his entire letter here, which was nice to hear.
I think we should send him a letter of thanks, and along with number 10 too.
Absolutely.
I was going to mention that same thing, but when I opened this up and it said Teresa Elbrum, I thought it was from Teresa Elbrum, and I'm going like, oh no. Oh no. But from what I understand, this individual wants to be a paramedic, and like John always says, we train them and on they go.
And they're good students.
I got a pocket full of baby teeth.
I'll bet.
Motion to accept this resignation, Set. All in favor, if there's no further discussion, say aye. Aye. Opposed? 4 with 1 abstaining. Thank you. Next up is a resignation letter from Julia Napper from the EMT. Motion to move.
So moved.
Support.
Coivinon and Lillis. Abstaining. Another nice letter stating that, their time has come, time restraints, et cetera, for their role. So again, let's get that letter out to Julia, and you can go from there. Is there a motion to move? I'm sorry. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? So we have 4 with 1 abstaining. So I just want to say thank you very much to both Corbin and Julia for their service for the city of Eveleth and the citizens and everything else that they've done, and wish them the best of luck. And know that the door is open, right, if they choose to come back. Seems right. Amazing people. All right. Next up is number 11, the resolution authorizing the city of Eveleth to make an application to and accept funds from the Minnesota Department of Iron Range Resources and Rehabilitation for the residential redevelopment program for 615 Harrison Street. Motion to move.
So move.
Purpich. Support by Rousey. Any discussion at all? No? All right. Never gonna stop the IRRB from helping out, that's for sure. All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry. Next up, we have the request for an officer to attend an out-of-town training. Motion to move.
So moved.
Moved by Lillis,
Support.
support by Purpich. Any discussion at all? Chief, you want to give us a quick rundown?
Yeah, it's training at Camp Ripley, put on by the Minnesota Chiefs of Police Association. They put on excellent training. Officer Stephanie Matheson's requested to go. It's basically going from like somebody who's aspiring to be in a leadership capacity at some point in their career. So kind of going from the patrol officer up to maybe a sergeant or a lieutenant equivalent, whatnot. So it comes out of our annual training budget, so we got it covered that way. So
Course that you took?
I was there at one point, yes, in 2015.
And look at
Part of it.
the outcome. Look at this.
Was it a good course? I mean,
It's excellent training at Camp Ripley. Yeah, they put on some good stuff.
The curriculum looked pretty thorough.
Yeah, it's really good stuff.
Wonderful. Of course, we all love hearing that it comes out of a budget already created, so it's a good thing. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Next up will be number 13, which was the addition of the commercial redevelopment with Oslo. Was also working with the IRRB. Motion to move.
So moved.
Koivunen.
Support.
Support by Rousey. Any discussion? Wonderful. Thank you again to the IRRB and now to Oslo Artsworks for working together. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry. All right, next up, do we do water or do we? Next up, number 14, generator need out in West Eveleth. Motion to move.
I'm gonna take him out of a little hot water here. I was so moved with discussion.
And I'll support,
Go ahead.
because I want to hear his story.
Well, before he gets to it, it wasn't that long ago, we had our water pumps down at the water treatment plant here in town that we were wondering if we should get one or two, we got two. So I knew deep down that them ones are gonna be good for a while. Lo and behold, this other one out here that I forgot all about, but I think we fixed them one time, it was a while back. And, you know, back then, for $7,000, I think getting a brand new one is gonna be pretty good for us. You know, to me, that's not that much compared to some of the prices and stuff that I've seen through the last 10 years on it. So just, I'm not sticking up for him because he gives me candy. I'm just sticking up to him because this is the cost of doing business.
Out of the two bids, I do like that lower number.
Well, and you can't do it without it. I
But
mean,
why is the other bid like 170, the other's 19? I mean, does it come with chrome nuts or?
No, I was wondering the same
Well-
thing, so I did, well, Ed, our mechanic, sent out the information, same information to both companies. And this is what we got back, so I did call both of them, talk to them, explain, you know, are you sure this is what we're getting? You know, how it's gonna work? And they both,
Have we done
both said,
business?
yep, this is our price for it. so-
Have we done business with the low bid company before?
Well, this company took over Kohler, which this is a Kohler generator that we have
Okay.
out here, and it's not a pump. It's the control panel for our generator. If the power goes out, our
Electronics.
generator reads that, sends a message, starts up. So then we can pump our sewer over the hill. And what happened with this? I'll push it away a little bit.
John's getting excited.
But yeah, we
I
went out
scared
there.
myself.
There was a power outage, so our operator went out there, found that the generator didn't come on, so we monkeyed with the panel, and we got it to turn on, but you have to really do some bad things to get it to work. So, and now it won't work on its own, it just won't work, and it's obsolete, we can't put parts into it or anything else, so we went out for bids. We did change the control panel, and we did change a bunch of pumps out there already. The control panel in our big lift station, we already changed over to one of these type controllers, and we haven't had a problem since.
Yeah, we didn't do that long ago.
The pumps we did last year,
But
we
the
put in
board?
2 pumps. The board was probably 2 years ago.
See, and that's what I thought. So when I saw the board here and
And this is at the mini lift, that was at the main lift station.
you gotta realize how much service they're doing with the way the summer has gone and the way, I mean, there's so much water flying around and then sewer flying around. I mean, it's a cost of doing business.
Well, let's boil this down. Is it a want or is it a need?
Well, it's an absolute need.
There you have it.
If the power goes out, it's gotta be able to come on.
There you have it.
So with that being said, I'm assuming that we want to move forward with option number 1's price, that company there of.
I will make a motion that we go with Total Energy Systems for $7,228.80.
I will support that motion.
Is there any further discussion before we move forward on a vote? I will support this as well, as long as you tell me you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in.
We've done everything, I don't
Okay.
even wanna say on the air.
Okay, well, no, then you did what I know how to do. We're good. All right, motion to accept the quote from Total Energy Systems to replace what we have going on in West Eveleth at $7,228.80. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Last but not least, number 15. Offer authorizing moving forward with the offer made for city admin Pat Omen as applicant, accepting his, so what do I want to use there, Jackie? I'm treading really fast water, but not fast enough.
I believe we talked about you guys authorizing us to make an offer to Pat Ullman for the city administrator position, contingent on a successful background check.
Thanks for the word contingent. I was drawing a blank. Thank you. Contingent on the background check coming back as needed.
Does that mean depending on?
Essentially.
This, when I put in, what's that, what terms?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
I'll second it.
Willis and Rousey. Is there any further discussion regarding this?
Just want to thank you guys for doing all the work of going through the applications, and I know it was a long process, and thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that's the last, I did have something I forgot to get on for another item. Oh, it's nothing special or anything. I'm just curious as to the timeline for the economic development director, the posting. If that's being moved along or what's exactly, where is that? There are brakes on or are we spinning or?
We got it. Do we have a timeline, Jackie, when you think that?
So it's an economic development coordinator. I'm finishing up a few things and then that will be going out, so very shortly.
Couple weeks, whatever.
No,
With it this week? Is that what you just said?
Within the week.
Within the week, okay. Okay, wonderful. Okay, doesn't need a vote. Thank you, I got you. Question, perfect. So we do need the vote on offering that position though, contingent on the background. If there's no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next up, if, I started with you last time, you got a little wordy. I remember that.
I hit my head that day.
Nope. We're gonna go to the far end this time. Chill.
Well, I'm going to do this quick. Airport's on you, Jim, I'm done. I have nothing.
That was done. Jim,
See, John, what it's done?
I like that. That's 20 years experience.
The hiring committee or the airport manager is meeting on Wednesday at 9 o'clock at the airport. We have one interview to do, plus there was one other thing that had to be taken into account. Oh, there was another offer made, so we're looking into that. So there's a couple things going on at the committee for hiring, at least making a recommendation for hiring is going to take place out there. I don't believe there was any other meetings that I attended. We had a rec board meeting, but yeah, we talked about that the other day. So that's it.
HRA meeting is scheduled for Wednesday at the Hilltop Homes Boardroom. That's this coming Wednesday, as a matter of fact. So we're always, council meetings are generally ahead of our board meetings. I don't know that, well, we had a special EDA meeting, but I don't know if that's anything that's newsworthy. It was furtherance of the project or developing IGA, so, or the IGA property. So other than that, that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Well, the council was covered both commissions and we both share. So basically, I have nothing to report. However, I will share with you that I had a roof put on the last couple of days and enjoyed a lot of cultural Mexican music. It was nice. It was very nice. And a nice bunch of people, a day and a half, new roof.
perfect.
Well, I thought I'd throw in a little bit of, humanity in there.
Fair. I have a CDBG meeting coming up, be my first one. Thank you, sir.
How do you like that?
But I don't know yet. I haven't gotten yet. It's my first one.
That's why I'm asking now.
The excitement is in the air, yeah. We have a slew of other meetings with agenda things that are happening. I'm working with all of you guys. So I just want to say I thank you guys for all the time you're making to get to all these meetings. No matter what the topic is going on in the city, it seems like Sometimes we feel like we don't have a lot to tell everybody, but at the same time, we all know how often we're meeting in the background and never being able to keep our head above water. So I want to thank you guys for everything that you've done and the time that you've been giving to it.
2 o'clock
And
tomorrow.
I say we'll be back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I even plan on it because my phone this time says 2 o'clock,
Yeah,
not
you
3
coming?
o'clock.
You coming this time?
Hey,
I forgot about it, yeah, I'll be here.
yeah, you're welcome for the reminder. And I was invited to go to the Mining Minnesota dinner on Thursday night, so I'm excited to hear what's going on out there and learn some
Where's
things.
that
So I'm gonna be at Giants Ridge, I think.
I'll bet you it's not gonna be a bad meal.
You guys and your meals, you're great.
You know, if you can't make it, you can, send a proxy.
You, is that what you want me to do? And I'll cover your
Giants
shift. The city
Ridge.
doesn't want that.
No, they don't.
Yes, so it's just been a bunch of little things, and I appreciate you guys making the time. We'll head over to Jerry. Anything on your mind, Jerry?
I have nothing tonight. I'll let Ellen touch base on airport water line.
And, whoa,
That's what I want to ask about the airport, as long as I'm here. All the parts that are left over from the pipeline, they're laying along our fence on the inside. Who's responsible? Is that our property?
The contractor will be removing.
There's a nice
The
brand
contractor
new,
will remove everything.
There's a lot of stuff there.
brand new fire
Are we-
hydrant.
are we
should
gonna
have
be-
it.
If
Are we
something-
gonna be compensated with as far as returns?
So it's a unit price contract, so you only pay for what was installed on this. Me and Jerry did a punch list walkthrough with them, and there's a handful of items that aren't paid for yet that need to be taken care of, nothing significant, but, just cleanup stuff to get this wrapped up and
I would like that stuff removed before we get,
freeze up, yeah.
yeah. We could.
It's the right way to put snow.
Oh, and they finally baled the hay, so whoever did the job out there at the airport did a pretty excellent job.
And they got the new truck.
Oh, yeah, the new truck is,
It has the new truck smell.
Does it?
Brand new bus. Oh, I was jealous.
I forgot about that, sorry. But then you should have taken the airport.
just so you know, that point that you got, I saw that when I was like 12, when I struck out on strike 3 without swinging from this guy, so. Same point, I know it. Thank you, Jerry. Chief, anything on your mind?
I have nothing else tonight, Mayor. Thank you, though.
Yep, thank you for being here. Alan?
Yeah, just one other thing, so the airport, we did the punch list walkthrough, and then Highway 53, they're transitioning to the next phase. Toward the end of this month, we'll start to see utility work on Hat Trick is what they said at the last progress meeting. And there's some water main being replaced in there, and a few other things where the ramp comes on to Hat Trick permanently. So that's all I have.
Alan, what are they doing with inside the median there? Going out of town?
I'm not certain.
The
They're,
transition point between the old north and south lanes.
Okay.
How about that?
They did a bunch of storm sewer lines in there.
How about
So
that
that's probably what
left
they're doing.
Lundgren's? Who was the Einstein who decided to dig it up today when everybody's going to school?
I'm not sure. I'm not involved in the day-to-day.
I'll tell you, they're not too smart. Whoever's idea
Well,
it was.
it was fun going to the car
Twice I
wash.
did it, that's another
Car
one.
wash on Saturday and driving through the mud hole and you left, but that's all right.
Oh, they were digging it up and I had a, 15-minute wait this morning, and then I'm not smart enough to realize it, so I went back to get my grandson at, little after 2, and guess what? I had 12 minutes of that wait.
You're never gonna get them back, Joey.
I know.
Gave you lots of time to think. I do have a question for you. As we're moving forward with these things that are happening with Hat Trick, what have you heard from whomever is, I'll just use the words in charge, regarding what we're doing to help out our local businesses? This cannot be favorable for any of them on that strip there with,
I looked at
as
Five
Mr.
Seasons
Purvis
today.
just said, the median portion being closed off, so you can't even get over there. And then when we get onto Hat Trick, is there any type of plan of what we might see?
So it's all in that phasing plan. I could find that and share that with Jerry and Jackie, just so it's available to the city. So it's part of that MnDOT package that went out, that this was once they start to do the work, there's a new ramp coming into Hat Trick essentially is what is probably you're referring to.
Correct, yeah.
So I'm assuming at some point they'll have to close that to work on it, and that's the work you're probably gonna see
So-
active.
Are we able to work with, we won't even use person's names so people don't Google him and get his phone number, but can we work with them and try to get orange signage that directs people to get to our Hat Trick Avenue without, I mean, I appreciate what the city has done and the effort that's put in to make our pink and orange signs, because without them, there would be nothing. But at some point, can we see if this project manager can create orange signs that says Hat Trick Business District with some names on it to redirect people to get there?
We probably can put in a request, being as it's MnDOT right away, they have some pretty stringent rules on what gets put in there right away and what's visible in a construction detour. But it's worth asking the question, maybe there's some added signage that they could have. I know on the local city streets and with St. Louis County, it's a little bit more flexibility, but we can ask the question.
Go ahead.
Well, the mayor said, I was there today, and I'm not afraid to mention any names. I pulled up by Subway there, and they got a closed sign. Well, Five Seasons is still up the street, so that's not right. I mean, somehow that should be moved back farther so people can get up to Five Seasons. I mean, don't know if you're supposed to go there or not. I mean, that does not help our businesses. So I think something should be done about it. You know, move that, because what difference is it gonna make if they move it back to the corner? At least people can drive up there and go in there.
So right now, Five Seasons is,
Well, no, they're open, but the
Yes.
sign is right there.
You
It
gotta
says
go around
closed.
it.
You gotta think about going around it and then just go
you do
around it.
have to go around it.
Yeah,
Well, that's not
and that's not right for an Eveleth
That's
business.
not right.
No, and on the flip side, I mean, our restaurants and everything already took the punch over Labor Day
Yep.
by not having direct access off the highway.
Yes, they did.
That if this is gonna get drawn out longer, I think we really need to do everything in our power to get signage, to get people to everything that's going on from Five Seasons all the way through down even to the rink and the storage building at that, you know? They're just kind of closed off on there, and we did a great job at the beginning of the summer getting some out there with what we were doing, and they're still up, but we did have access at that time to cross the highway, which we don't have anymore. So, I don't know, I'm just trying to, anything we can do. Jackie, you're looking around like maybe you thought about this.
I do believe that. I know. I've had many conversations with Jerry as to, but now he can put some more pressure on the
Absolutely.
folks for more signage, because we have raised the roof, right, Jerry?
Yeah, correct. We've talked to them numerous times.
Yeah.
Don't get a hold.
It's just common courtesy. I mean, you have a business there and you have a closed sign, so people aren't supposed to go there? Come on. And I'm not a construction guy or anything, but all you gotta do is move the damn sign 50 feet back so they get into his driveway. I mean, use your heads.
I'm not sure why they have them signs.
That's wrong there.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I agree.
If you could talk to somebody about moving it back so at least they know Five Seasons is open.
Alan, did they, at that last meeting you had with them, have any indication when they're expecting to complete the project?
So I believe it's a fall completion still, like the big thing they pushed was the roundabout was gonna be open for school. The bridges were gonna take a longer stretch, so we're gonna be into this phase now where we're on the other side of the highway and they're operating to construct this stuff around Hat Trick Avenue and Five Seasons area. So that still has to happen. And utility work still has to happen in there. There's a few things that affect the city, yes, the local traffic pattern that everyone kind of was getting used to, and yeah, it's not over though, so.
Just some people don't know how to use a roundabout.
And speaking of signage, everybody likes Eveleth up on the bridge, but they want the background maroon and the letters gold when the project is finished.
And roll the bears.
And what are we gonna do on the other side, Jim?
Orange and black for Gilbert there.
There you have it.
What? No, no.
I see some pushback coming, Jimmy.
Alan, if you'd keep me in the loop what you learned on that signage, I mean, I barked about it, I guess, 4 months ago for the original setup, and I will try to do my best again. I worry about those that are not destination places and convenience places, because we need them here when this is all said and done, and without them getting the help that they need through this. So with that being said, if the people of the city of Eveleth remember that those businesses down there need us, and we can help them through during the tourist season when the tourists have a hard time getting there, do our best. Eric, can you zoom in over on Joe for me, please? Joe?
What did I do?
I want to know, are you getting kickback from Pepsi? Because, I mean, that Pepsi can is perfect every
put it
time
right
it comes
here.
on you.
And
I just wanna know-
a little Fritos would help, but a little case of Pepsi Zero would be nice.
I'm just wondering how I get that, you know, maybe Coca-Cola wants to call me, or Aquafina, I don't know. Every time I see you up on that screen, I just see that Pepsi just screaming out there, and I'm like, he's getting something for this.
Maybe they'll send me a Pepsi hat.
Jackie, anything on your mind? Joel, anything on your mind?
I don't know how to follow that up. Joe, I didn't tell them to dig up the street. That wasn't me.
I
Just want to put that out there.
Perfect. With that being said, we will call this meeting to adjourn. Thank you all.
guess it does just sit there, doesn't it?